Hi there ladies, Ilonka here. Welcome to another segment of Reach. Reach is a video blog that we do here at Ilonka Ministries to encourage women through the love of Jesus Christ and to shine a spotlight on women's issues. Today's women's issue is that of addiction and substance abuse. I'm coming to you through the rumble of the traffic from Franklin, Tennessee on the beautiful Natchez Trace Bridge. It's a gorgeous view. The scripture verse that God has put on my heart in talking about addiction and substance abuse is that of 2 Corinthians 1:4, that God comforts us through our trouble so that we can therefore comfort others with the same comfort we receive from God. You know, going through addiction and substance abuse for families is a very hard thing, and I know how strenuous that can be, so we really want to shine a spotlight on this today. And we thought, you know, how can we do that? Well, there's a man here in Williamson County, a man by the name of Billy Hyatt, who has decided to take a task upon himself to raise awareness for this very, very good cause. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce our dear friend, Billy Hyatt, to you. Hi, Billy.
Hey, Ilonka. Hey, everybody out there.
Well, Billy, you are doing something incredible to raise awareness for this cause. Can you tell me a little bit, you know, why we're on the Natchez Trace Bridge, why you have a backpack on, and what you're doing?
So what we're doing is I am going to walk from Natchez, Mississippi, 444 miles that way, all the way to Natchez.
Wow.
So it's going to take me about 4 or 5 weeks, depending on if my old knees hold up. But the idea is to raise some awareness for some causes that I'm interested in, and to try to do so in a way that's an adventure, a little bit of a throwback to the ancient history of this little path here that people used to go back and forth between Nashville and Natchez and have an adventure doing it. So.
Wow, that's amazing. And what tugged on your heartstrings to decide for this one course particularly? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so a good friend of mine, Paul Jones, in Cape Town, South Africa.
Which is, you know, my hometown, right? So this is very home for me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Started him and a few friends started a group called Generation At. So Paul and I have been working together over a couple of years with his former company, which was Kairos Projects. So it was focused on helping youth, training youth, encouraging youth. And then recently he's started working with other people, like at South African Community Chest, and they came up with Generation At. So Generation At focuses on youth in high school and junior high, and helps them become aware of issues in their society that they're dealing with already. And a lot of adults would think that they're not dealing with them yet, but not just letting them know the truth about certain issues like drug addiction and sexual abuse and physical abuse, but what they can do about it, lets them know that they have a purpose in life, gives them some foundation for dreaming and casting some vision for their life and encouraging them. So the need is great that way. And you know, you asked how, so I started working with Paul in terms of a capacity of just supporting him in different ways, and he asked me to get involved a little bit more. And we want to expand into Cape Town and have 5 or 6 more schools this year if possible, if we can raise enough funds out of this walk. And so I thought, hey, why don't we just do this? I've been wanting to walk this trace now for several years. I've got the time to do it. So.
And instead of just doing this for yourself and being self-centered, you're actually doing this to raise funds for this amazing cause that's going on in South Africa, which is furthering the kingdom of Christ, which I think is a beautiful thing. And now I also know that Paul has a daughter that is struggling, you know, with addiction, right?
Right, so that is kind of the genesis of how he started writing the curriculum. So his daughter, Candace, and I hope you'll get to interview Candace here soon. You know, Candace at the age of 15 became a drug addict and struggled with that through her early 20s. And I mean, if you've ever lost someone to an addiction or suffered through it yourself, you know the pain it causes to the family. And Paul just looked for something good that could come out of that experience. And so in that experience, he started writing the Transformer Manual that the kids go through. And it's again, encouraging them, showing them that they have options, showing them the actual results of drugs versus the glamorization you might see or might hear in school. And so for him, Candace, you know, finally got to the point where he had to let her go, I guess, as all people who are addicted to an addict have to do, and that was very painful.
And trust the Lord that He's going to, you know, bring her back.
And she was brought back, and they wound up going through rehab, and she spent several years there, then working as someone that rehabbed others, and wound up getting married, and now moved to Cape Town and is heading up the program in Cape Town.
What an incredible testimony.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I can, I know in one of Paul's, one of the journals that he wrote, he said, what do you do when you wake up at 2 a.m. and you realize that your child's in a hellhole? And it just gripped my heart because so many parents have gone through that.
Yeah.
And so many individuals are struggling with youngsters as well as, adults are struggling with substance abuse and drug abuse or other forms of addiction, and they have no way to know how to get out of it. And there's always family members around them whose hearts are in suffering and pain, watching their loved ones go through something like this. So I think it's a wonderful thing of what you guys are doing. So exactly how does it work now that you are going to do this this trace track, which is tracetrack.com, right? Is your site, and is that where people can donate to you?
They can go to tracetrack.com. They can get our kind of up-to-date, everyday tweet blog.
So they can follow you then,
right?
Follow
me there. I'd ask that you consider sharing this with your friends, passing this along, follow the blog, and if you're able, donate funds.
Right. So again, ladies, that is www.tracetrack.com if you want to follow Billy with what he's doing. What is your goal? What is your financial goal for this?
Well, we have no idea what to expect, but I think we had two goals. We really would like to try to expand to 5 different schools, and it's oddly, this trace is 444 miles, and to put a kid through is about $44. So,
wow.
So if you take $44 and multiply that by about 100 or 1,000, if we could get around $100,000, we could do about 5 schools, which would be trying to do 2,000 kids, 250 teachers, and then 5 different principals. So it's a comprehensive program, not just for the kids, but also teachers and principals that are at their wits' end with trying to help the kids and maybe perhaps a little bit burnt out, coming in beside them and picking them up as well and getting them involved in the process. So.
Well, Billy, thank you so much for your time today and sharing this with you. We are going to be following you. We'll blog about it. We'll see if we can interview Candace to get her story. As this is kind of where it started. So I think that's a beautiful thing.
Sure, yeah. And when I hear actually from Natchez, let's do it again and see.
That would be wonderful to get you at the finishing line. Well, ladies, I want to encourage you. This started with one woman's story, a woman who has been struggling with addiction for a long time, and then God has restored her and redeemed her. And in her dad's blog, he wrote that he got a call one day from her, and she said, if I don't get help, I'm going to die. So this is what I want to encourage you. If you're someone that's watching this and you are currently struggling with an addiction, I want you to reach out and ask for help. This is not something that you can do on your own, but God does give us people in our life to help walk us through this. If you don't have someone in your life that you can reach out to, I'm going to give you a hotline number. The national hotline number for substance abuse is 1-888-681-6414. They will exactly know how to help you in that. If you're a woman or a friend that lives here in Williamson County, Restore Ministries is an incredible ministries that can help you restore your life through any form of addiction. To reach them, it is 615-565-6278. Again, please follow Billy at www.tracetrack.com. We ask that you would make a donation to them, that you would follow them, and we'll keep giving you updates. I thank you so much for your time. I pray God's blessings upon you, and never forget that God will never leave you nor forsake you. Thanks, friends.